I also wanted to ask you about the oil spill, the BP oil spill. A federal judge has struck down the Obama administration's 6-month ban on deepwater oil drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. The White House imposed the ban last month as the BP oil spill spiraled into what many have called the worst environmental disaster in U.S. history. On Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Martin Feldman called the suspension, quote, heavy-handed and overbearing. A Reagan appointee, Feldman has extensive stock holdings in energy companies, including Transocean, which owned the Deepwater Horizon oil rig where the explosion took place, and Halliburton, which also performed work at the site. Feldman also owns stock in 2 of BP's largest shareholders, BlackRock and J.P. Morgan Chase. White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs said the Obama administration will appeal the ruling.
We will immediately appeal to the Fifth Circuit. The President strongly believes, as the Department of Interior and the Department of Justice argued yesterday, that continuing to drill at these depths without knowing what happened does not make any sense, and puts the safety of those involved, potentially puts safety of those on the rigs and safety of the environment in the Gulf at a danger that the President does not believe we can afford right now.
In a statement, Interior Secretary Ken Salazar said he'll issue a new order reimposing the drilling ban. Salazar says he'll detail the reasons for the ban to address Judge Feldman's concerns. But you were in a congressional hearing room when Diane Wilson, a Code Pink activist, got arrested, her hands covered in oil. Why were you there?
Yes, well, I was there. I had been at the Congress all the night before. Diane and I stayed overnight in front of the Houses of Congress to make sure that some citizens got some seats in that hearing room. Only 10 citizens got in that room, one of whom was Diane Wilson, an environmentalist, a shrimper. She's a boat captain. She's been fighting for cleanup of oil spills and chemical spills in her bay in Texas for years and years and years. And so I was there with Medea Benjamin of Code Pink and Diane Wilson, who's a co-founder of Code Pink, and also Unreasonable Women. And that's where we have to be. We have to be very unreasonable. This whole thing of, a short-term ban on drilling is just a tiny drop in the water. We need to be out there saying a full-time ban on this deep water drilling. Also, Diane Wilson is in Taiwan right now. She's going to a stockholders meeting of Formosa Chemicals, which polluted her bay in Texas. And stand by for news for that one. I'll tell you what, Diane Wilson will be doing something in Taiwan that will be equally as dramatic as she did in the hearings in Washington, D.C.
Well, Ann Wright, I want to thank you for being with us. Retired Army colonel and former U.S. diplomat, served as the deputy chief of mission at the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan. She helped open that mission in 2002, and she's here at the U.S. Social Forum.